Life is just a test. I will remember this. Life ain't over.
Out radio today, and we are down in Hawaii, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here, and it's a beautiful day, and we're with Mike Love. How are you doing?
So good. Putting my shoes on.
So we've just witnessed an amazing gig. He played amazingly. As you can see behind me, there's a bunch of pedals. So he's an acoustic guitarist and a singer-songwriter. And this man plays 250 gigs a year, I've been told. What?
Yeah, I play a lot. I tour a lot, and when I'm not touring, I just come home and like right back into gigs at home. And at home, probably play anywhere from 4 to 6 gigs a week. And then on tour just pretty much every night. So yeah,
right.
A lot of gigs.
Yeah.
I love to play, as much as I can. I play.
Excellent. So when did you start playing? What age?
Oh, I've really played my whole life, and I think kind of maybe in other lifetimes before as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, my whole life I've just played music and different instruments, but guitar started playing around 15.
Yeah.
And vocals, I mean, I guess, just been singing since I was born. But yeah, and then, writing songs kind of around that same time too, like as a teenager I started writing songs.
Do you remember what kind of music was influencing you at the time?
Oh yeah, totally. Probably my favorite band at the time was the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and I was really,
yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I just have been listening to a lot of their music again lately. Actually, it's really so cool. But yeah, that around that time it was a lot of Smashing Pumpkins and the whole a lot of the grunge stuff that was happening with Soundgarden and Program and that kind of stuff, and also the Beatles a lot.
Yeah.
I really got heavily into the Beatles as a teenager. There was one time where I got really into vinyl and the Beatles, and I had a huge collection of CDs, and I got so into the Beatles that I just got rid of all my music, and all I had was every Beatles album on vinyl, because in my mind I was at the time I just thought the Beatles were so good that I would never need any other music ever again.
Yeah.
But everything, it's
great place to start, definitely, and
yeah.
There's no better songwriting class.
Yeah, I mean,
Lennon, McCartney.
Yeah.
We saw McCartney in New Zealand a few weeks ago.
Oh, amazing.
So really good.
Wow.
And I got tickets to Pearl Jam as well coming up this year.
Man.
So I'm totally on the same page.
Oh god, those guys are still so good.
Yeah.
They're still making great albums, and they're still so good live. It's amazing.
So tell me a little bit about Hawaii. What's the scene like?
Oh man, the scene in Hawaii is really, really cool. I mean, it's so different than anywhere else I've ever been. I played music here, made a living playing music and supporting my family. I'm married, I have 4 kids.
Wow. Cool.
I've supported I supported my family playing music for a long time before I ever started touring, and built a fan base here that off of playing my own music, which is really cool. Before I ever left on tour, and I could make a good living doing it, which is really kind of a unique thing. And I think a lot of people have to either go on tour, or have a day job.
Yeah.
To make it, and Hawaii is kind of unique in that. Not even necessarily I think I'm a kind of an underground artist here still. I have a lot of friends that play music that are huge artists and bands here, and kind of unique in the way that the music that's made here, what we call Hawaiian music. I don't really play Hawaiian music, but a lot of my friends play Hawaiian music. It's kind of a pop blend of reggae and like pop and R&B.
Sure, yeah.
And that music is the most popular music here.
Yeah.
It's not like the stuff that's, you know, the top 40s on the radio or whatever, like it is in most of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You know, the local music, I mean, the local artists are like the biggest stars, which is kind of amazing. So people are really supportive of our local music here and really proud of us when we go out and share it with the world as well. So it's really cool. And the cool thing about Hawaii is like Oahu in particular is a small island, but there's like a million people that live here, just about. And so it's so tight that there's all these little different communities. So if you play like heavy metal, or you play jazz, or you play, you know, reggae or hip hop, all these different things, there's actually a small scene for everything.
Yeah.
And even though Honolulu is a pretty big city, but not compared to like something like LA or New York or whatever. But even though it's relatively small, there's still a really good and flourishing scene for so many different kinds of music, which is amazing, you know. It's really beautiful, and I think there's a lot of really great music that comes out of here because it's such an inspiring place to live. So you have the most beautiful beaches and amazing healing oceans, and then you turn around and you have beautiful valleys that lead up to crazy waterfalls that go up to cliffs that reach peaks that you have amazing views, and it's just like everywhere you turn, it's so beautiful and so inspiring.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I've noticed that been to a lot of countries this year. Went to Moscow and found out their music scene, and then went to Tokyo and found out about that, and lots of different places. But you do sort of bump into people that say, "Why are you here? This is just where I work and live, and there's nothing special about it." But I'm finding out. But Hawaii is the first place I've been that people are like so pepped to live here. It's just like, I live in Hawaii. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, and I'm so lucky to have just been born here, you know. So I'm just kind of like, I'm here. I was here, so I didn't even like make the choice to come here. I was just here, so I've been inspired by this place my whole life, and it really took me moving away for a couple of years right when I got out of high school to make me really, really appreciate it and come back home, you know.
I was actually going to ask you that there's like a rebel aspect to your lyrics and your music about living outside the system, and you've created that life for yourself as well when you're living from your music, which is an amazing thing. And like my show, Way Out Radio, is sort of my path outside the system as well. It's about a literal way out and sort of psychedelic way out as well. Let's have a party. So I just wanted to ask you, like, is reggae music is really an influence in what you do, and that rebel ethos is always running through that as well. Is there a link there?
Yeah, I mean that's what attracts me to reggae, and I think that even though I play a lot of different styles and incorporate a lot of different styles, I went through this journey with music to where I played a lot of different kinds of music, and then I found reggae music. And the thing that about reggae that made a difference for me, that really spoke to me, is the foundation of the spirituality of it and the ideals of oneness and connectedness, and at the same time that duality of saying, like, you know, we can love everything and also not be taken advantage of, and also be militant and know that, you know, if our freedom and our individuality, our creativity is being taken away, then we'll fight for it and we'll take back the power to be free of hatred and free of anger and free of deception and corruption. And that spirituality that ran through roots reggae, Rastafari, was for me what really built the foundation of music. And for a while, because I got so heavily into that, I strictly played roots reggae music, and I didn't play anything else. And so throughout my life before that, I had played all kinds of different musics and gotten really into, you know, Delta blues and flamenco and, you know, and just, you know, progressive rock and all these different kinds of musics. And then when I found reggae music, it was like, this is it. And that's what really like formed, I think, my voice and my character as a musician. And then when I started to reincorporate all those other styles of music, the foundation of reggae music, I think, flows through all of that, and the message and the ideals flow through all of it. Because even if I'm playing, you know, a kind of a bluesy song or a you know, R&B-ish kind of song, the ideals and the energy and the spirit of reggae music and Rastafari is still in there, you know. And so, and that's the thing. And you know, and speaking of, you know, using a path like you know, your path with the radio or my path with music, it's like, you know, it's really only one avenue that we find you know, a way out. And it's amazing to be able to support yourself doing something that you love doing, and support your family doing something that you love doing. And it's a major step towards your freedom to be able to not work a 9-to-5 job where you're expending all of your energy into something that you don't believe in, just to get a paycheck, just to pay your bills. And you know, that's a huge step, you know, and I encourage anybody and everybody to look to something that they can do in that way that's helpful to others, that is you know, a gift that they have. They can help and just dive into it and have faith that it'll take care of you. That's what I did with music, and I'm sure it's the same with you with radio. You know, you dive in, you have a passion for something, you dive in, and you're not necessarily making money. I mean, when you start, because you realize that, you know, these things will come and God will provide if you have faith. And sometimes it takes that faith of stepping outside what you're comfortable with and not necessarily knowing whether you're going to have a paycheck or whether you're going to be able to pay your bills, but just having faith that everything will work out if you do the right thing and you move towards, you know, your goals of independence.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what have you got lined up for the rest of the year?
Oh, a lot of stuff. We're really heavily into working on an album. I'm still writing a lot of music. We have a lot of music together with my band. We're heading into the studio soon. A lot of songs, and just really excited about that. We're leaving on a tour pretty soon to Costa Rica and to the southeast U.S. and then back home for a bit, and then back again to the western U.S. and then we're headed out to Europe again in the summertime. A couple trips to Europe this time. Playing a lot of really big festivals that we haven't announced yet, but really excited for it. Europe just getting better and better every time we go back, and we're working really hard to make it down to South America, which is where a huge part of our fan base is, you know, social media and all of the, you know, streaming sites. We have a lot of fans in Brazil and Chile and Argentina, so we're working to finally make it down there, because we've really been trying to do that for years, and we're going to try and make that a reality this year, and probably get down to Australia and Aotearoa, and and then also find time to be at home, stay grounded, and spend time with our families. So.
Yeah, sure. Well, if you've got 4 kids, then you'll be able to form your own family band. So.
Yeah, I'm always working at it. You know, it's hard to convince your kids to do something that they see you doing, and it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my parents are both teachers. I never wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah, sure.
Even though I respect all teachers, I
you
think
are
it's
kind of a teacher, though. With your words.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the music teaches me. I just let it go through, you know.
Well, the performance tonight was amazing. Thank you for
so much.
spending this time with us.
Oh, happy to do it.
It's been really inspiring and beautiful, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's been a pleasure.
thank you.
Take care. Hope to see you in England soon.
Awesome.